What's going on, everybody? Kennybomb is in the building, and today we're taking a look at the final cameo roster in Mortal Kombat 1. Now, we have 4 cameos added in Kombat Pack 1, and I think we can expect to see 2 more packs, but if Kombat Pack 1 tells us anything, then we may be looking at 4 cameos added in Kombat Pack 2, 4 cameos added in Kombat Pack 3, and maybe 3 added in Mortal Kombat Aftermath. We only got 2 on the board, but we'll talk about that third spot later. Let's go ahead and kick it off by revealing the first cameo we need in Kombat Pack 2. And we're starting off hot, because this is a character that a lot of people love to hate. Even Netherrealm Studios loves to jab the guy. They got missing posters all over the place, Aaron Black rolling his head like a bowling ball, Mortal Kombat 11. People call this guy the worst character in Mortal Kombat history, but you can't tell me he's any worse than Meat, Dairu, Mocap, Darius, or even Hotaru. I know that last one stings a little bit, y'all, but the guy sucks. But a man who doesn't suck is under our first reveal for Kombat Pack 2, and that man is Suhao. All right, he sucks a little bit, but he had the best fatality in Mortal Kombat Deadly Alliance. Growing up, my friends weren't allowed to play Mortal Kombat, but when they came to my house, we played Mortal Kombat, and when we played Deadly Alliance, I made sure to show them Suhao's fatality because it was crazy and it was brutal. I definitely want to see that return in Mortal Kombat 1. Copy and paste it. No need to change anything. Let's get Suhao locked in. Now, this second character is another one that people just didn't appreciate. I wanted to see him added to Mortal Kombat 1. We got him in here some way. He is in Invasions, but unfortunately, he did not make the base or cameo roster. But you know what? I can make sense of it because we don't have Shao Kahn yet. We still got General Shao. It's possible in Mortal Kombat 2, we have Shao Kahn, and he actually meets this guy, and that guy is the Collector. Great new character in Mortal Kombat 11. I love when they add these new fighters, but I just hate when they drop off in the next game because if you want these guys to mean something, you got to make them stick around. People only love these ninjas and all of these other characters because they were in so many games when we were growing up, but if you want these new characters to matter, you got to keep them in the mix. So hopefully Collector, I'm glad to see him in Invasions again, but I just don't want to see him miss this roster completely, so hopefully we at least get him as a cameo. I would love to see him on the base roster, but I just don't think it's going to happen because the character right now is just not big enough. Unless Shao Kahn meets him in Mortal Kombat Aftermath, I don't know. But let's go ahead and move on to the third spot. Now, full disclosure, I just forgot who was under the third spot because this character is forgettable. I only put him here because I do not want to see him make the base roster. I love Cassie Cage. I love Jackie Briggs. I'm not a big Takeda fan. I understand a lot of y'all are, and I'm glad he's in this Kombat Pack so y'all can get him. But I don't want to see Kung Jin added to the base roster at all. I mean, he's a great cameo fighter. He's got the bow and arrow, you know, juggle the guy in the air, have him shooting bows and arrows at him to juggle him up a little bit more. Let's just not waste a base roster spot on this guy. He didn't look good at the end of the Mortal Kombat 1 story, so I think we need to cancel Christmas on him. If we can take him off the cameo roster completely, I'm actually fine with that. Put Cassie Cage, Jackie Briggs, both of them on here, but you know, gotta just get this guy out of there. But if he has to be base roster or cameo, let's make him a cameo. I don't know how y'all feel about Kung Jin. I really don't hear anybody talk about him. Do y'all want him on the base roster? Let me know in the comment section. Too green arrowy for me. All right. Now, y'all know, this is Mortal Kombat, and this is 2024. For a long time, we've been getting these guest characters, so we gotta have some guest fighters in each Kombat Pack. We didn't get any in Kombat Pack 1 for cameos, but there's actually one I really want to see. The cameo system is perfect for this to happen. If there's anything good that comes out of this cameo system, this will be it, and that will be us finally getting Chucky on the Mortal Kombat roster. Again, y'all, growing up, I watched a lot of scary movies I probably should not have been watching. Shouts out to my dad. I love him to death. But Chucky was one of them. He used to haunt me in my dreams a lot, and I still love Chucky to this day. I don't know about the new TV show he has. Season 1 was good, but after season... I dropped out at Buff Chucky. I'm done with it. We'll see if he gets another movie, but Chucky's still one of my favorite horror villains, even over Michael Myers and Jason. I love Freddy. I love Chucky. And then the rest of them fall behind there. So I would love to see Chucky in a Mortal Kombat game. Hopefully Mortal Kombat is the one. I think this is kind of going to be the only time we can ever see it because I don't know if the cameo system comes back in the next game, but this is the time. and I hope they get it done. But what about the Mortal Kombat Aftermath pack? Now, I'm about to go back on something I've been saying for a very long time, but only because this time it makes sense. The first character I want to see added as a cameo in Mortal Kombat Aftermath is Noob Saibot. Now, I put him on the base roster, and I always say I don't like to see base roster fighters as cameos because it's taking up an extra spot. But Noob Saibot is a character you need on the base roster, and his character would work so good as a cameo just because you got him and the shadow thing behind him where they come together and pull your legs apart. Just having him attack you from both sides of the screen, that would be insane. This is one character I see working as a great cameo, and I don't think we can clear this cameo roster without having him added on there. Next up is a character that I was never really a fan of, but being that this is a new universe and Liu Kang started everything over, I think we can fix this character. And that character is Draman. Now, he has like a bad character design that I was never really a fan of. He just looks like meat with a mask on, but his backstory is actually very interesting because he just started off as an evil man that was cast into the Netherrealm. So I would like to see him reintroduced as that evil man before he goes into the Netherrealm, and then we can see his descent down into this character down the line. So I think Draman can be fixed. Of course, him being a cameo would not mean he would necessarily have to be involved in the story, but just like we saw Darius in the story with Havoc, he was like kind of his background man who really didn't say anything, but he was just following behind him. I would like to see Draman added in that same way as a background character in Aftermath, and then we learn more about his story down the line. Now we move on to Kombat Pack 3, and we're going to start Kombat Pack 3 off with a guest character. Let's just get him right out the way. But this is another good guest character because we are going with the final boss, Black Adam. Come on, y'all, it was a good movie. And not only that, if they're working on Injustice 3, then it'll probably be out around this time. So if you got access to the DC universe, you use them, and I'm sure they will be sharing characters between the two games. I just hope they can get The Rock, because I don't care what you're talking about. He is the greatest of all time. The next one we have is a Mortal Kombat character, and that is Kabal. Kabal is another character that I think will work great as a cameo, but I think they should add some type of magnetic ability to his weapons. Like, let's say he throws his hook, it goes into the opponent, he holds up the other one, and then it pulls the opponent in. Of course, he has the fast stuff, but I don't know what it is. It just feels like something is missing with Kabal. Now, we put Kabal on the base roster in the last video where we looked at the full roster. Is it too late to change my mind? Because I think Kabal would be better as a cameo. We forgot Cyrax. At the end of Mortal Kombat 1 story, Kuai Liang said something like, well, Cyrax and Sector, they're gonna side with Bihan, so let's just leave them alone. So I'm switching it up. Cyrax gets to double up as he joins the base roster, and Kabal moves over to the cameo roster. We got two left. Next one for Kombat Pack 3, we're going with Kotal Kahn. Yikes. I liked Kotal Kahn in Mortal Kombat X. I felt like he was a strong new character, but I feel like Kotal Kahn with Jade made him feel weak. We got these characters switching sides in Mortal Kombat 1. Reptile's a good guy now. Baraka seems to be a good guy now. I think Kotal Kahn needs to be a bad guy. I would like to see him as like Shao Kahn's right-hand man, General Shao's right-hand man, whatever y'all gonna call him, wherever he's gonna end up. But I think he needs like a character reset when we get him back into this world, because the Jade stuff just doesn't work for me. And last, but most certainly not least, is a character that caught fire as soon as we saw her. And I would not be surprised if we see her in Mortal Kombat 1, not even in Kombat Pack 3. I wouldn't be surprised if we see her in Kombat Pack 2. I think before everything is over, we will definitely see Madame Bo somewhere on this roster, because I think she actually is our new Baraicho. And in this case, I don't mind the gender swap. Her character can be a lot more interesting than Baraicho's was. She's an old lady who can hold her own, and she takes care of the fellas. And if you know anything about real life, ain't nobody gonna take care of you like an old lady. As far as Baraicho, He's just a fat guy who farts and burps all over the place. So I think we can cancel Christmas on Baracho and lock Madame Bo in as our final spot on the Mortal Kombat 1 Kameo roster. Now earlier, I told y'all there might be a possibility that we get 3 Kameo spots in Mortal Kombat Aftermath. If we were to get that 3rd Kameo spot, who would y'all want to see take it? I fought with Onaga. Do y'all want to see Onaga on the Kameo roster? I don't think I do, because I think that would weaken his character, and I think the next time we see Onaga, he needs to be the big boss in one of these games. Put him at the end of Aftermath, tease us for the next game, and let Onaga be the final boss. Should it be Dairu? Should it be Meat? Should it be Blaze? Who do y'all want to see take this final spot? Let me know in the comment section, but thank y'all for tuning into this video. Don't forget to drop a like on it and smash that subscribe button so you don't miss any updates on Mortal Kombat 1. Bomb Squad, let's get to that.